In 2021, postal inspectors made 5,141 arrests, leading to more than 3,700 convictions. Hello everybody, welcome back to the cabin. Welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Got Sophie again here with me today. Scratching her ear. You know, sometimes your plans get derailed, and my plans have seriously been derailed with the events of the last couple of days. There's a couple of things that changed what the topic of this video was going to be. It was actually going to be about something I think is fairly positive. A bunch of things, actually, coming after the wake of the eBay, layoffs and all that stuff. I've been hearing a few good things and seeing a few good things that I'm happy about. And I wanted to express those a little bit because, like I said a couple videos ago, I'm really bullish on the future of reselling. I'm not negative about it at all. I think it's a growing industry, if you will, and I think a lot of us who do things in certain ways are going to benefit from it over the long run. And I wanted to talk about some of those things today, but there's two things, like I said, that kind of derailed that. I want to talk about those and to talk about a few sales. Sales are a little slow for us right now for multiple reasons, and I'll get to that in a second. I think we're going to have just 16 headed out of here today, which is the bare minimum I have to ship. I could ship 26, but I'm not going to, and you'll know why in just a second. Let's go take a look. The first thing is actually right outside this door. I kept it out there because it's too disgusting to bring in here. You can imagine what that might be if you've been watching the videos lately. Let me look at the first thing I need to grab. I think it's inside. I'm gonna have to go get it. You have to forgive my mess out here, but I figured I'd show you this. There's another package that showed up, and this one was worse than the last one. Smells worse already. More rotten than the last one. I put do not open on it because my wife sometimes comes in here and opens stuff she thinks are from viewers, but she would not have opened that one anyways, I promise, not with the looks of it. And it looks like the post office actually put it in a different package because it was rotting. I'll get to it. Maybe not today though, and show you. I'm sure it's just rotten food. This sweatshirt that has issues on it, Nutmeg Mills, made in the USA, Dale Earnhardt, right here. It's a pretty big one though, I think. I don't remember what size it is. How come I can't find it? XL. Sold for $30.40 plus shipping, and somebody wants a treat. So at the very end of the last video, the Thursday video, if I got my days right, this should be a Saturday video, my dad came in with some packages like he normally does. He normally brings in stuff because he drops stuff off at the post office for me, which is extremely nice of you, Pop, so thank you. And he said, hey, this one smells like chocolate. I'm like, that thing does not smell like chocolate. I don't know what's wrong with your nose, but it does not smell like chocolate. And I looked at the address. Matter of fact, it was the same exact label. The post office accepted the same exact label that they sent the last load of garbage to me in, and they've sent me another one that, like I said, it's a little bit worse than the last one. I haven't opened it yet, but I also, and don't think that it was because, of me opening the package or getting sick from that, but my whole family has got sick just very, very quickly, and it had nothing to do with that. That was actually opened days and days before. We just put it in that video. So a lot of people will put that in there, and I get it. I'm not going to open that one in here. People were very upset with me for doing that. I get it. So I was the first one to get sick. It had nothing to do with this. There's been stuff going around the gym where my daughter works out and stuff, and I was completely knocked out. I mean, it's 5:45 in the afternoon. I got out of bed an hour and a half ago, and I've been in bed for, yesterday, I don't even know the math, like darn near 20 hours, let's put it that way. And I was completely knocked out. And then in the middle of the night, my kids both got sick at the exact same time. I don't know why I'm telling you all this, but just to give you an idea, the show must go on around here. My wife was actually going to film this for me because I was having a hard time just getting up. And I actually had a kidney stone, which I've had many times in the past, in the middle of the night while dealing with that as well. And those I don't think are connected either, because sometimes you get sick from that just because of the kids and all that. But at any rate, I'm rambling on a little bit, but those two things have completely derailed me from being able to do what I wanted to do for this video. And we're going to kind of use what's going on right now as the topic of the video, which is two things. One is how to deal with things in here when I'm not feeling well, because I don't use the SKU system. I do videos, and there's viewers who buy things, and I always feel bad if I don't put a thank you on a video. So my wife was going to have to come in here and do this. And my daughter, my beautiful daughter, wonderful daughter, made me some soup. And I've got a little food in me, and I'm like, I think I can do this. I'm feeling a little bit better today. So hopefully I feel better tomorrow and can dig in to this package a little bit more, because a lot of you gave me really good suggestions that I did not follow up on the first time I did the video. I did follow up with different places, eBay and other places, but I think I've got a few better ideas to try to deal with this. I'm gonna call them a scammer, but I'm not sure that's the case. I think they're just a harasser at this point. Speaking of harassers, yeah, that's you. That's you. Anyway, Turner's upstairs not feeling too good. Reagan is feeling much better though, so that's a good sign. And I don't know why I'm looking there. See, I'm losing it here. I think this is the right one that's sold. Sold a Disney watch, and Disney watches are hit and miss. Let me make sure there's not another one in here. I don't think so. I think it's this one. But this one sold right there. That's kind of a cool one. A bunch of different countries on it, like Epcot. And it's a Loris. Sold for $20 plus shipping. You know, back in the days when I was teaching, I would get sick far more often than I do now, just because I was around kids constantly. And I was just watching a show with my wife the other day, and somebody was sick. I'm like, I cannot remember the last time I was sick like this. And then, of course, you know, a day or two later, I got sick. A little weak. I've been dealing with the back issues too, and I'm like, man, you know, back in the day, I'd call in sick to work, and she would do the shipping for me and everything, because we don't use a SKU system, but it is organized by type, and she does really well. She might have to call me to find one or two things every once in a while, but as much as I'm sure you guys would like to have her do a video instead of me so she could tease me in it, you're stuck with me. But it was nice of her to ask. Well, she did do a video way back when, a long time ago, when I could not do it. So anyway, Kodak film, it far expired, like 2002, and I bought these 2 years ago. And we finally got to them, which is crazy. I bought these at the 127 2 years ago. I remember the lady I bought them off of in the table. I'm pretty sure I did anyways. And these still sold, expired for $40 plus shipping. So always a good idea to comp that old film. I have a bunch of it back there that is kind of multi-quantity that is sold slowly, but it sells for good money. And anyway, let me get back to this a little bit. I still got to pull some orders, but you know, I went through the whole contacting the post office and put a phone call into this university, which looks like there's been no fruit so far, but I've got a couple different options. I know John Flippin' Ain't Easy did a video, and I think he exposed a few more things than I did, if you want to go over there. But just for all the people that were mad at me for not exposing everything, I just wanted to tell you exactly why here. The reason I don't, I have, you know, being on social media, there's a lot of people who say things about me a lot of times that are partially true, but not completely true. Come on. I gotta tell you, it bothers me a little bit sometimes. And so I only release those things that I feel like I'm 100% sure of, or pretty darn sure of, just because I don't want people going, you know, off half-cocked and doing stuff and saying stuff that's just not right. And there's a probability here that these addresses and whatever isn't the location of the person doing it. They're using them in order to do this stuff. Now, that might not be the case either. So I figure I'd be much better served putting the right information that I know into the right hands. And you guys helped me with that. And I didn't realize there was an actual postal inspection system centered in DC. I was going to do that today, but obviously I have not done that yet because I just got out of bed not too long ago. But that is on the agenda for tomorrow. I'll keep you updated. And I fully suspect, some other people said some things as well, like, you know, you may not ever know, or you won't know for months the outcome of these things and who's doing what and what's going on. And that might be the case as well. And I don't want to dwell on this stuff forever, but I sure would be happy if this stuff stopped showing up to my house and this person stopped doing this to multiple people. I even got messages from other people who think it happened to them from this particular location, and they're not creators. That happened again. So that may be the case. It may not. They haven't showed me any evidence that that's the case that I can be definite of. They've just said that. And so I just would rather leave that up to the people who are taking care of this, hopefully taking care of this. I guess we'll find out, right? 2 months from now, if this is still happening, you know somebody hadn't done what they're supposed to do, whether that's eBay whether that's the post office, whether this is university, whether it's these frats themselves, these national charters. Somebody's going to have to do something about this eventually, because this stuff's going to come out over and over and over again, not just on my channel, but other folks as well. This one took longer to sell than I thought. I've sold them a lot faster in the past, but this one's not in perfect condition, as you can see, and we tried to clean it up, but it's still not great. And these DeWalt radio charger things usually do pretty good, especially if you can get the antenna intact. In this case it is, with minor little flaws to it, but it finally sold, and I think we paid $10. It sold for $65.55 plus shipping. And I will ship this one. My wife has graciously agreed to ship everything tonight. She said, "Can you ship that one before you go upstairs?" I said, "Absolutely," because she's taking care of other stuff, the kids and Reagan, and doing all kinds of stuff for friends of ours and stuff like that. So my heart goes out to those of you who do this without your family's support and help. I am very fortunate to have my family's support, so I appreciate that very much, and I would like to, in return, have packages stop showing up to my wife that grosses her out. So hopefully we'll get to take care of that over the coming weeks, maybe. I think this is the first item to sell on eBay from our Trash to Cash Florida Bash trip down there that we bought. We sold a bunch on Whatnot while we were there in the trailer, but this one is the first one I think we got up on eBay and sold, and I think they were listed for 15 bucks for these radio traps. We got a bunch of this kind of stuff, not extremely high dollar, but a couple of totes full of it, and the totes, I think, so we got a pretty good deal. 15 bucks plus shipping, or did we take an offer? $14.20 plus shipping. So have not put in a call or whatever it is you're supposed to do, but somebody told me about this, and I was surprised I didn't know about it, being a history nerd. The United States Postal Inspection Service. Let me read this to you real quick. The USPIS, or Postal Inspectors, is the federal law enforcement arm of the United States Postal Service. It supports and protects the Postal Service. Okay, I can see it has multiple functions here. Its employees, its infrastructure, so just to secure stuff. I mean, if you're trying not to get stuff stolen, you kind of have to have a law enforcement arm. I wonder what UPS does for that. I'm sure they have paid security and stuff like that. And it also protects customers by enforcing the laws that defend the nation's mail system from illegal or dangerous use. Its jurisdiction covers any crimes that may adversely affect or fraudulently use the U.S. mail. It is, incidentally, I just had to sit there and read it because, like I said, I'm a nerd, the oldest continuously used federal law enforcement agency, which, of course, has expanded greatly over the years. Some might argue a little too much, but we'll leave that for another day. Let's see. I'm looking for a Kevin Nash. Does it say Nash on that one? There it is right there. I see it. Nash. $12.95. These are free shipping. Multi-quantities, but free shipping. And not only are sales a little down, not greatly down, but maybe 10-20% down over the last few weeks, even when I was gone for that matter. Not only is it down a little bit, but the higher dollar item stuff. I was selling stuff over $100 often, and I don't think anything's over $100 today. I mean, it's a nice little sale for a sweatshirt, so is this. And that's pretty good too, 40 bucks, but $12.95 free shipping. Sophie decided to leave me because she heard Wallen out there barking at somebody. I thought this was interesting. In 2021, postal inspectors made 5,141 arrests, leading to more than 3,700 convictions, mostly involving mail theft, mail fraud, and prohibited narcotics mailings. That makes sense. It says there are 1,250 inspectors that are enabled to carry weapons, do search warrants, serve subpoenas, and make arrests. I don't know if this rises to that level, but I was told that these are the people I need to talk to instead of going to the post office down the street, which is probably true. I probably should have figured that out to begin with. So I suppose that's what we'll do along with some other things here. This damn it doll, I think this is a viewer sale. It might have been a combo viewer sale. $12.95 plus shipping. And this was the second item. Brenda bought both. And ironically, they both, not ironically, I guess, they both have pink in them. A women's pearl snap Wrangler shirt. I don't think this is it's vintage style, but I don't know how old it is. Pretty cool. I got this from Chernock's Connection over there on Reseller Information Network. Or I guess I got it on One Stop Shop. And, you know, I've said this before, but it's the truth. If y'all want to, if there's anybody who needs to source right now, he's a great person to source from, by the way. I think I bought 15 shirts. I've sold 2 of them and almost recouped all my money already, which is pretty good. So you've been throwing me some good stuff there, Chernock. And over there on District, there are some good sourcing opportunities over there. I know we're doing one on February 8th, and I know there's going to be some resale value in some of the video game stuff I'm selling over there. So go check it out if you need sourcing. Don't buy to just buy. I don't source much this time of year. I like to clear stuff out, but I also like to support my buddies, and especially the folks that are good resellers, know what they're doing, and they're honest folks like Chernock. Brenda says she's a first-time buyer for this shirt and the Damn It doll, but we watch all your videos, picker and flipper. I really appreciate that. Thanks for all the information you give out. My husband and I have learned a lot and just do picking and reselling as a fun side hustle to spend time together. And that is certainly, I always tell people all the time, like, people are like, oh, you only make this much money or whatever, these side hustles. I'm like, yeah, but think of all the people out there that have, you know, bad habits or bad things that cost them money, that occupy their time. And if you can enjoy this and make some money, what a tremendous benefit, as opposed to gambling or going out and doing whatever you're doing. You know, you're spending money doing that stuff. At least you're making money and you're doing it together. So we appreciate it very much. I hope you enjoy both. And I know sales are a little bit slow whenever I see the funny endings for these. Like this one was $33.20, which means it went out on a send offer. And I've been doing a lot of send offer lately because the sales have been a little slow. And that's probably a good thing to do at this point. Canon, we've sold a bunch of these that we bought with Jimmy Old School Flips, if you remember that. And this one is a sealed Canon. I was not a big Canon fan. It's not bad, I guess. But at any rate, I was more of a Rockford Files guy, you know. So, what's your favorite detective show out there? There's been a lot of good ones. Perry Mason, of course, that's a lawyer, but that was, you know, I know I'm old. There you go. The Complete Collection, Canon, 122 episodes, $33.20 plus shipping. All pure profit at this point. Now, there's some irony right there. Internet Crime Complaint Center, talking about investigations and all this stuff. Protect one another. The Internet Crime Complaint Center, or the IC3, is the nation's central hub for reporting cybercrime. I had a lot of suggestions to do this as well, so maybe we will. First, if you believe you have fallen victim to a cybercrime, which I guess this is to some degree, but I don't know. File a complaint or report. Your information is invaluable to helping the FBI and its partners bring cyber criminals to justice. And I wasn't going to bring this up, but it seems appropriate here. The whole eBay thing, you know, that $3 million lawsuit and the harassment and all that stuff. The reason I don't bring it up all the time is not because it doesn't need to be known. It does need to be known. But it's at some point, when all those people who did that stuff are gone, it seems like there's a lot of good people in their place. And, you know, when do you punish, you know, the children's children, if you will, if you're looking at Proverbs? I get that. Eventually you got to stop, and you'd think that things would have changed over there, and I certainly imagine that they have. But it's just kind of the same thing here. There's always truth in, even when there's some truth, and we've talked about some of this stuff, there's always some things that we don't know, that I don't know, and that's why I don't encourage people to go off half-cocked and do stuff. And I've had people tell me, oh, why don't you send stuff to their address and send them? First of all, I don't know that it's somebody responsible at that address as opposed to somebody who's abusing that address for something. It may very well be, but I don't know that. So why in the world would I do something like that or have other people do it? It's just ridiculous. Just go through those proper channels. And you know, there's always, when you have articles and stuff, I have this stuff written about me sometimes, and I've spoken out against it sometimes, and I'll say, look, this is what's real, and this is what's not real, and this is irresponsible to do this stuff. And so I'm pretty couched in the way I say things, and I get that frustrates people. But that's the reason why I do it. And it's happened to me in small ways as a coach. You know, parents talk about people behind, and then stuff gets out of Dave and Carrie, you know, the whole swinger bit, you know. And it's fun and all that. Those guys are good guys, by the way. I'm not criticizing them. They know it's all in good fun. But, you know, those kind of things do damage reputations. And I don't want to be the guy that points fingers at the wrong people. And so I'm trying to avoid that a little bit. Also sold a low dollar game, but not too bad, I guess. $10.95 plus shipping for PS2 College Hoops 2K8. And this is the second of the viewer sales, or the fake sales, of course, as we lovingly call them. And there aren't very many of these left, y'all. I think that's all she wrote for these. I'm not even sure that's the right one, actually. It might be this one. I think it's this one. I don't know. Let me look at it. Yep, it is this one right here. And it says we have 5 left, but I only see... How many? Well, they just bought one of these. There's only 3 left over there, so I might have to change my quantity. Every once in a while, I'll give one away to somebody, and I forget to take it off the quantity. So I'll have to fix that. This Firebird keychain, or Trans Am Firebird. I guess that's Firebird, right? No? Anyway, this keychain sold for $14.95 free shipping. Part of one of our favorite yard sales ever. We've been selling these off forever, but we haven't sold one in a long time. Glad we did. Like I said, this one went out to a viewer, and they said, "Hi, Kevin, just wanted to say thank you." So it looks like 3 of the 16 sales. Actually, 4, because one person bought 2. So, I don't know, that's 25% again. So we appreciate it very, very much. Just want to say thank you for all the great advice you continue to give us and the eBay community. I'm sorry, I got to laugh every time I see that. I just show you what I do, and there's probably 50 better ways to do this out there, and a lot of you know them, and thank you to everybody out there for putting those tips and stuff below. My brother and I started selling on our own eBay store about a year ago, and I've found your videos very helpful. So let's see if I can find this store. 4 Keeps. FOR Keeps 22. Y'all should go check it out. 322 feedback in a year. That's not bad. Not bad at all. So appreciate that, and I hope you enjoy the keychain. Sold a few more of the iRobot stuff from that one machine that wasn't working. These wall barriers. And these go decent, y'all. These sold for 40 bucks. Is that what they sold for? 30 bucks. $29.95 plus shipping when in doubt. Part it out. That reminds me, I posted that video, the one about, you know, opening, when I open that stuff, and I'll open this. There's no way I'm opening it today. It would not end well. I can hardly smell food without getting sick, but maybe I'll open it tomorrow if I feel better and put it on this video, because I don't think I'm pulling Turner down here to do a joke today. He's not feeling great, and Reagan will be back late, and I'll be in bed by that point. So if you bought something from CommonwealthPicker.com, we appreciate it. Reagan, I'm sure, will give you a thank you on the next video, and Turner's jokes will be back soon. I suppose I could tell one, but nobody wants to watch me tell a joke. As Dave and Carrie will tell you on Trash to Cash Podcast. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh, so Facebook. On Facebook, I posted that video, and some people are like, "Oh, you know, I was going to start eBay, and now I'm scared about it." Look, there's no reason to be scared. You guys know this. This is the very, very, very small minority of stuff that goes on out there. And I hope it's only happening to creators. I don't know at this point, but, you know, and financially, you know, eBay made me whole with this. Like I said before, it's not good enough if they also make this person whole all the time, because it continues on and you're encouraging bad behavior. But again, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and they're certainly not going to tell me, so I don't be overly critical. Continuing on with the small dollar sales, which aren't meeting my $15 requirement, but it's not exactly easy to sell something like this over there on a whatnot or Dibdid auction or something. And I didn't have multiples, and it's a Major League Baseball in perfect condition. And it does have a signature. I just couldn't make out who it was, so I just listed it as a Major League Baseball. And I probably could have got a little bit more for it, but $12.95 plus shipping. I figured it was worth me snapping a picture of it and listing it real quick, because I probably paid 50 cents or $1 for it, and I'll make $10 profit on it. But anytime you find a Rawlings Major League or Minor League Baseball, sometimes even the ones college baseballs, you find enough of them. I really encourage people to get at least a dozen together. You can get 50 bucks for college baseballs in good shape sometimes. I know people who go to these games and they'll sit outside of the game where foul balls are, and they'll get 8 to 10 a game, and they're making like 50 bucks sitting there. And it's like, well, maybe it's worth it. I remember years ago, because I was a baseball coach, so I would go into Play It Again Sports trying to find cheap equipment for my own team, because there wasn't much money in the budget, and we'd always have to fundraise. And when I'd go in there, they would have a bucket of balls, and they used to sell them for $1 a piece for leather balls, and I would pick them up if they weren't heavy, you know, if they weren't waterlogged or something. I'd buy them and take them back as practice balls for my team. And every once in a while, I'd go in there, and somebody just brought a load of minor league baseballs in there, and I'd pull them out of there for $1, and I'd pull out, you know, 30, 40 of them, and then make a huge amount, not huge, but I'd make a profit selling them off 2 dozen at a time for like 70 bucks or something. It cost me 24, I'd make some money on them. And they eventually caught on to me, I guess, because they started to sell the minor league balls for $3 a piece, and then the other balls for $1 a piece. They're probably more than that now. And I left this out for a reason, because I knew this one sold as well. This polka dot Damn It doll sold for $12.95 plus shipping. I didn't see a message from a viewer. By the way, I had a message from a viewer the other day saying I didn't read their comment. I try my best to read them, and sometimes I miss them or forget because I start yapping. So if I ever missed yours, I apologize. It was not on purpose, but it does happen from time to time. This is one of those items I know she would have had a hard time finding, but I see it often when I open these drawers. Now I won't be able... Oh, there it is right there. Check it out. This is a Neiman Marcus frame, and we've had it listed forever, and I decided just to keep it listed when we were, you know, trying to delete a lot of old listings and stuff, but I'm like, it's so small, it's taking up no space, and I left it on there. I'm glad I did. It's over $12.95 plus shipping. Hey, I've got one more viewer sale that I've got to pick here, and that's it. Like I said, I could do 10 more, but I'm going to push it back. Hopefully I'm feeling a little better tomorrow, and I can deal with some of this stuff and call some of these places. Thank you again to everybody who's given me those suggestions. I appreciate it. And again, it's not the end of the world here, and this is not something to scare people off from selling on eBay. That's ridiculous. But I just wanted to make sure that y'all out there know that this is not what this channel is about all the time. I want to, you know, show things as they happen for whatever reason, you know, social media or otherwise, and kind of discuss those issues that are relevant to resellers. And I also want to look at the good side, because like I said, I am bullish on reselling. There are so many opportunities now for resellers that just didn't exist. And people experiment with different things. You know, we talk about things all the time. And I'm even promoting, you know, I've promoted District a little bit in our Dibdit.com, and we're doing a bunch of sales to get rid of our eBay inventory, to get rid of our death pile out there. And I mentioned this the other day, and some people had some questions. mulligansgolfshop.com. I'm putting this over there to attract some golf sellers to that site. See if we can find some. It'll be a long, slow build, but I think in the end it'll be cool for those of you who focus on golf. So if you're interested in that auction, it'll be over there, and you'll probably get a pretty decent deal for it. And I also had to postpone one whatnot at least at this point, maybe two, but we are going to have those series all throughout February. And like I said before, Whatnot's agreed to give us a giveaway budget, which was really cool of them, and I want to be able to do that. We're going to be giving away some stuff, at least $50 worth, I think, every show. Maybe not on this. Well, I don't know. I don't want to overpromise, but we're going to be giving away some cool stuff. I've got my wife going out and buying some things as well that we're going to give away. So should be fun. Go check us out over there. I'd appreciate you stopping by, if it's nothing else, just to come hang out. There's always a link below. If you've never tried it before, my daughter's been doing a few over there too. It's been fun. So go ahead and use that link below. If you've never done it before, go through that link, sign up. You get a free $15. And they're fun shows over there. Not as crazy as Dave and Carrie's, but they are fun, and we're going to use it in the month of February especially to get through a bunch of stuff so we can focus in here on the things we want to sell. But I just want to say thank you again for everything you guys do, and I shouldn't be doing this now because I got to go pick up another item. Can you tell? Can you tell I want to go upstairs? As soon as I'm done with this item, I'm going to pack that thing up, and my wife is picking up a little bit of food for my son. He's starting to get his appetite back. And then I'm going to go up and lay down and see how I feel tomorrow. I sound like a crybaby, don't I? But I know there's a lot of people out there who struggle. I think this is Sting right there, with not having the help around them. And so I don't want to... That's Sting, right? Yeah, looks like Sting. Yeah. I don't want to forget y'all out there that don't have that support around you. I just wanted to mention that, and I certainly do, and I am very grateful. So $12.95, free shipping. Let me read this last message here. Hey, Kevin, this is Matt, a viewer of the channels and fellow small business owner. Do you happen to have any more Bubble Bucks? I don't have any more Bubble Bucks. I'm sorry. He hasn't sent us those in quite a while. We do, and you don't get a discount off the bubble wrap. If you use the link, that's appreciated greatly. I get a little kickback for that, but the code Commonwealth on American Bubble Boy is for the tape, and I believe the other products as well. So I don't have any more Bubble Bucks, but maybe I can, Joel, if you're listening, send us some more Bubble Bucks to give away to first-time users. So appreciate that. Let's see. I could use a restock soon on bubble wrap and may as well save a few bucks. in the process while also supporting a good company such as American Bubble Boy. Well, look at that. It's a great little shout out. And that reminds me, we did a giveaway last show. Haven't announced the winner yet because I haven't seen that video yet when I'm recording this, but they told me at my reseller Genie that they're gonna give away another one as well, a free month of my reseller Genie. So put I Dream of Genie in the comments, only if you're interested in using it, so somebody who is interested in using it doesn't lose out on that. And I believe for the 12 shows we're going to do, where Whatnot's done giveaways, American Bubble Boy, or not American Bubble Boy, although I've asked Joel to give away tape too over there, and he probably will, he just hadn't got back to me yet. My reseller Genie is going to give away, for each of those shows on Whatnot, 12 free 1-month subscriptions for people to try it out. And of course, that link is always below. Code Commonwealth, 15% off. There's a lot of folks. I know I'm selling a lot today, but they're giving away stuff. What do you want me to do? Next one, we'll give away another one of these here as well. Maybe RE Gold will send me some more giveaways. We'll just do lots of giveaways on these shows, just as a thank you to all of you. But put that down below, and we'll announce them in the coming episodes. Probably the next 2 episodes, we'll announce the winners for those, and maybe do some more stuff. So thank you. And Matthew, Shredder Media Retro is the name of it. And thank y'all for using those links. We appreciate you. I do not have the stomach, literally, to go open that package right now. And I know a lot of people will be mad at me, but there's just no way. So either I'll do it tomorrow and put it at the end of this video, or I'll do it on the next video. So we appreciate you as always, and I can't wait to see you next time.